Hello dear chess lovers and chess experts. Grandmaster Shipov is ready to start commenting on the second game of the candidates match in Sofia. The first game was a pleasant experience for Kamsky's fans. We found out that Gada can solve the hardest analytical problems right on the board, ones that were brought from the home lab by the opponent. That's a clear sign of wonderful form. Everything points to the fact that we'll witness pretty equal play. On the official site there is a good quality video. I recommend you to take a look. The opponents, people in black suits, greeted each other, sat down on the board. Topalov is drinking water from his glass. Both are very tense. Can't hide the nervousness. The referee started the clock, and they began. The Rye Lopez. The Berlin variation. Garry Kasparov is still having nightmares about it. Kamsky and Sotovsky must have prepared something very weighty for this match. We'll see. But Vasily was the first to come up with a surprise. This ancient move isn't all that uncommon. You see the most important moment of the opening. God is taking his time thinking, remembering, choosing, weighing everything out. The fighting development. The training combination leads to opening up of the center and of disappointing the black king, which didn't have one extra moment to run from the center. Looks like the most accurate and solid answer. Topalov is playing without thinking, just reconstructing what he prepared at home. The fact that Kamsky is thinking for so long doesn't mean anything. He has to know these variations. That's just his manner of play, thoroughly checking his knowledge at the board. Why isn't Gada taking the knight? There's the fact that white also has an interesting resource, d4. Exactly. The idea is to lure the black bishop under attack and simultaneously quickly develop the queen side. For now, the battle is going through the path of the romantic 19th century. Time passes, but chess principles stay the same. Quick development, battle for the center, attack of the kings. They will always stay as a basis. Another very quick answer. Black has 3 pieces under attack, but he calmly continues to develop. I think that Kamsky is already not paying attention to the opponent's manner of play. He's playing against the pieces. And by a very bad tradition, he's already far behind in time. He has an hour and 10 minutes left. Topalov has an hour and 59. Topalov is moving a lot from having nothing to do. He gets up, walks around, sits down again, looks at the board, leans back in his chair, drinks water, etc. Looks like for now he's bored and he's doing everything not to relax. It's important to destroy the bishop. In the opening position, the knights will be much weaker. White is continuing to come up with threats. Usually he has wonderful compensation for the pawn, but that's probably only the beginning of Topalov's big analysis. The offer to trade the queens doesn't seem that great for white in my opinion. The difference in the time is becoming catastrophic. Kamsky has 49 minutes left, Topalov has an hour and 59. As I understand, this is the first move that might interest Topalov somewhat. One way or the other, the jump knight d5 has to be prevented. Let me point out that black still can't find time to castle. Chess can be a tragedy of one tempo. No one can stay away from such temptation. The rook f1 is staying behind to support the march f4, f5. White finished development with tempo. By all outside signs, he must have pretty good initiative. Then again, black's defense is very solid. Retreat with attack on g6. The long-awaited evacuation of the king, though I still can't call king's side safe. The bishops return to their homeland. Their power is in long shots, so they can work better from the depth. Close at the front, the knight and pawns are more effective. For example, the pawn f2. Very calmly, and I would say even serenely played, and as if white has no threats. Of course, the capture of the pawn g6 wouldn't puzzle a smart positional player, when the march f4, f5 could worry even the best defender. Smart, but very slowly made. I'm already scared to look at the clock. Leaving 13 minutes for 25 moves in such a rich, resourceful position is a great risk. Now Topalov will have to think. Besides the pawn fork f5, there's also the threat of the move of the rook f1 to h3. Not a funny threat, I tell you. Black doesn't have the resources to put a pawn f5 for now. There's only the retreat of the queen to d6 or c5, a hard choice. I must agree with this decision. Vasily is of course not against the trade of the queens. Gada is against it out of principle. Topalov is holding extremely fast pace of play, making not completely natural moves. I think that he is somewhat obsessed with hitting the clock. He should have taken some time here. Kamsky, after jumping over the cliff, escaped the trades and kept the tense character of the battle. Though continuing it in St. Note will be impossibly difficult. He's got 8 minutes left. Topalov has an hour and 6 minutes. An explainable decision. Khan is using the chance to simplify the game. In the spirit of the position, here would have been a calm, threatening move, knight g3. But bishop takes d6. Exactly like that. Black loses a piece? Maybe, though it's unclear whether white will save himself with that loot. I mean the calm retreat of the black rook to c5. After the blow to c8 and e6, it will get to c2. White will lose many pawns and the passed pawn d4 will become extremely powerful. Correct. Vesselin found the right path in the dark labyrinth. The very important practical moment is in the fact that defending in St. Note is much harder than attacking. That's why the Bulgarian Grandmaster should be choosing the most dangerous attacks, even with sacrifices. I think that no one saw that effective blow coming. The simplest. Kamsky's trap is easily calculated. Looks like he wanted to provoke the variation after c4, d takes c4, and this variation right here, in which white successfully held off black, and because of the extra piece, could look into the future. But d takes c3. Black is finishing development and getting a big advantage. Topalov has great chances for a win. Kamsky is already playing blitz. He's got 1 minute left. Topalov has 46. I'll remind you that the time control does not take into account for the Fisher add-on per move up till move 61. Black has not only an extra pawn, but also great initiative. The bishop is saving itself by running. Now it's the knight's turn. The most important vertical is all taken by the black rook. The game is unmercifully going to the logical finish. Khan is making solid moves on the falling flag, but now nothing is dependent on him. A powerful blow which destroys white's defense on the second vertical. With any retreat by the knight, he loses the bishop on b2. White resigns. A sure win by Topalov. He was the first to surprise the opponent, came up with a surprise in the opening, where the power was not only in the chess content. Kamsky solved very difficult problems, made good moves for some time, but they cost him with a lot of time. And when in St. Note there were serious complications, he just didn't have the time to figure out the nuances. Chess is a double-edged battle. While making solid moves, it's important to remember the clock. So the ex-champion came out with a logical and very important in the sports plan win. He is leading the match 1.5 points to a half a point. For you again, dear friends, was working Grandmaster Shipov. Have a good day.